All right, so now we're taking a look at 2.4. Can I show it another way? And here we're focusing on multiplication as repeated addition. And so in previous lessons, we've created expressions to help Cecil cross a tightrope. For example, when the tightrope was 16 feet long, you could have written an expression such as 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus, way too long, right? But you could have written this entire equation here plus this entire equation here, and it would have gotten you to 16 feet. And so we're thinking like, okay, maybe there's an easier way to write all of this instead of repeated addition, maybe like multiplication. So that's what we're going to look at today. And when a calculation involves adding the same number over and over again, as this one does, there is a shorter way to write the expression. So today we will consider this as we continue to write and simplify expressions. So here it says 267. Cecil, the tightrope walker, introduced. And 231 still needs your help. He wants to cross a rope that is 6 feet long using only the lengths of 5 and 8 feet. Find at least 2 ways Cecil can move to reach the end of the rope at the end of the ladder. For each solution, draw a diagram and write an expression. All right, so here's the key. Draw a diagram and write an expression. So 2 parts here. And remember, we can go way past that endpoint. So we could have them walk like off the screen basically, and then get them to come back. So that's what we're going to do here. But the only lengths we can make them move are 5 and 8 feet. Somehow we're going to have to get them to go 6 feet. All right, so a little bit of thinking there. And then here we see in 268, there's that repeated addition. So when we write it out as a diagram, we see 6, 6, 6, 6. Well, what would A to B be? Would be 24, right? 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 would give you 24. But as we move down here, you'll see the repeated addition again. But can we write it a shorter way? Well, it says 4, and then in parentheses, 3 is the same thing as 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So this here must mean multiplication. All right? So if we look here at 3 and then in parentheses 6.2 plus 2, well, this is saying 3 times 6.2, whatever that would give us, right? 18.6 plus 2. What would that put us at? Okay, so we're turning this repeated addition that is really long and complicated into something so simple, right? It's just a number on the outside and then the parentheses on the inside. That's how we write multiplication. Same with down here. This here would be 5 times negative 3. So it would be like writing negative 3 out 5 times. All right, so that's what we're looking at here. And then once you're all finished with problems up through 274, then you can move on to the math notes, okay? So you don't need to do 75 through 78 unless you really want to give yourself a challenge. And this says addition of integers, all right? And down here it says you can use the same idea for adding any two integers. And this talks about how if you have a negative 1 plus a positive 1, it will give you 0. They cancel out. So talking about the plus and negative sign canceling out, the additive inverse is what we would call it. Here's some examples. And now we're taking a look at the review and preview. Here we have expressions with multiplication, where they're inside the parentheses, with numbers on the outside. And then we also have absolute value. And then we even have both of them put together like we see here in E. Distributive property, which again, distributive property is just saying that the number on the outside you multiply with the number on the inside of the parentheses. And you could break, in this case, 300 into 307 to 307. And then here, let's say you're not sure what to do for 281. You can click on the homework help. And it says for step 1, if we have 9 and 16, it's saying 9 plus what number gives us 16? So we write in 7. Okay, that makes sense. And then the second step to fill out the diamond entirely would be to say what does 9 times 7 multiply to? In this case, 63. So it's going to be what two numbers add up to this number on the bottom and what would these two numbers multiply to on top? All right. Homework help is very useful. And then here we've seen these portion webs before. And then we see the mean and median, so a little bit more review. So that should be it for overview of this chapter. Just focusing on multiplication instead of repeated addition, just because of how long these expressions can be, right? All right, good luck.